Hello beautiful people and welcome to this video. Today I will talk about whether or not your SEO services should be paid or not. By the end of this video, you will have a clear understanding of whether SEO services should be paid or not, whether or not you should invest in SEO and should not. So I will present you both sides of the argument. I will tell you why it is worth to spend in SEO and why it is not worth it to spend in SEO. And then at last I will tell you my opinion and you can decide for yourself whether or not you want to invest in SEO. So yeah, let's start the video. So the first thing I will be talking about is why it is worth it to spend in SEO. Okay, so I will tell you the main ideas and then I will break down each one of them and then I will tell you like what is the gist of that idea and why should you invest in SEO. So the first thing is that it will help you increase your visibility. Like when you have a website, then the website that you will do SEO on, it will be visible to more people will be able to see it, and it can increase your chance of getting viewed by people and maybe getting some sales and conversions. It can help, like second point is like similar to the first one, it will help you increase your sales. So the sales are like whatever you sell, like if you are B2B, B2C, D2C, like so it will help you increase your sales. And you need to understand that it's not a short-term investment. You cannot invest in like SEO for like 2 months or 3 months and then you will forget about it. It is a long-term investment and it will go for a long time. You once you invest today, the results will be shown to you after 1 year or maybe 2 years. So we need to look at it for the long period of time. We need to invest it in long period of time before we see any kind of results. So it's not like your sales, your stock market or something like that. So if the next thing is, if you have a website and like, because there are millions and billions of websites on the internet and everybody is struggling to climb up the top spot, so it is very hard to be found online if you do not invest in SEO. Because if you do not invest in SEO, then your website can be buried down the third or fourth or maybe 10th page and nobody will care to find you because they have more things to do apparently. So yeah, so and the next point is, if your potential customer is searching for what you do or sell. So suppose you are like, suppose I do consulting, okay, so if somebody is searching for consulting and they are looking for like people who can help them consult, so it can be a thing that I am leaving the money on the table. I am not investing in SEO. I'm not being found online and nobody will care to consult me. Nobody will care to call me or text me for consulting purposes. Next point is, if your potential customer is searching for problems your business helps to solve, then you should invest in SEO. So if I'm helping to solve the problem to make your website faster or easier for people to navigate through, then this is a problem. This is an actual problem that people may search on internet. And if I'm not investing in SEO, then I will not be found. So yeah, and suppose if you are doing the lawn mowing services, like when you mow a lawn, so if you are doing those kind of services and if people are searching for it online, which people does, so you are leaving the money on the table by not investing in SEO and not being found online. So yeah, these are some of the points like where I can tell you that you should invest in SEO. And before telling you what are the reasons when you should not invest in SEO, before that I will tell you some arguments which will lead to think that whether or not should I go this side or that side. So these arguments are, even though technically SEO is free, you still need to pay for SEO, like in terms of making content, in terms of your website, your hosting, and your tools and your people and your like all of the agencies and services that you are getting to improve your website. So even though you are not paying Google, you are paying someone. And next argument is SEO is an investment that comes in the form of people, content and tools. So you need to invest in those things in order to succeed, online. And the next argument is very interesting. It is like people can invest hundreds and thousands and millions on ads, but they cannot spend on SEO. Like I don't know why people don't like to think of the PPC and SEO. Like they are different things. Obviously PPC can give you results on like quick results, like quick scheme, but SEO cannot. SEO takes time, and this is, I think, many people like do not understand the fact that SEO works differently from PPC, but still they are they can invest millions on PPC, but if their money is not there is no return on investment, they will not say anything. But if the same goes for SEO, they will question everything and they will stop the SEO process forever. So this is a kind of a problem. And the next argument is related to the previous argument. So the ROI of SEO investment is realized over a longer timeline, and ads ROI can be measured in the timeline where you are running the ads. So I think this is why many people hesitate to spend on SEO, because you do not know what is the ROI of this thing, and maybe some people do not know how to measure the ROI of SEO effectively or correctly, and what are the KPIs you should measure. So I think these are the things that put you in a kind of a middle situation, like what to do. And the next argument is that Google does hundreds and thousands of changes in a month alone, and like they do several algorithm updates and things like that. So it is really necessary for the website to show up in search results, or if you are doing the SEO the wrong way, that it will not show up. And the next argument is like people do not understand that SEO is a very evolving thing. It evolves like every day. Things that were working like 5 years, 10 years ago, or maybe 2 years ago, maybe won't work today, because there are hundreds and thousands of changes in the Google algorithm alone, and the way people are searching is changing, the way websites are presenting are changing. So there is everything that is super evolving, and in that case, that whatever you have learned maybe 3 years ago from this course, maybe it doesn't apply today. So yeah, this is a great argument that SEO, the skill that you need in SEO is ever changing, and you need to constantly keep up with the skills. The next argument is that traffic is not equal to conversions. Even if your website is like having a million users, million traffic every month, doesn't mean you are converting all of them, or you are converting maybe even 50% of them, because 50%, then this number is like a very huge number in terms of online conversions thing. So yeah, it is not important that you are converting all of the traffic that you are getting on the website. The next thing is that if you are mainly optimizing your pages, your website, for the informational kind of queries, so it's not important that like maybe you are trying to capture the top of the funnel audience, and you are giving them informational kind of content so that they become more aware about you. And in that process, like there is a thing called featured snippet, like everybody knows it. And if somebody is getting their answers through the featured snippet or things like that, or maybe knowledge panels, and people also ask boxes, so it is not necessary that they will come to your website and they will search for everything. And with the AI is coming, and the ChatGPT and the Bing AI thing, everybody is looking for quick solutions, and it is not important that you, like, besides making all of that content, besides spending all of that money, it's not important that the user will scroll through the website and maybe even click through the website. Another thing is that you cannot rank for a hyper specific keywords. This tactic could have worked like 5 years or maybe 10 years ago, 20 years ago, but it doesn't work today, because even if you are publishing a page with the thought of like we want to target it to this specific keyword, it is not important that your page will rank for that specific keyword. It can happen that it will rank for hundreds and hundreds of other keywords, but not your keyword, your desired keywords. Another thing to note is that the expectations is very important when you are doing SEO. So if you do not put your goals, if you do not define your goals up front, and that too very clearly, what do you want from this website, it can happen that you go into a different direction and you are spending all of this money, and sometime later you realize that you have burned all of your money, you have wasted all of your money, and you are not getting any single conversion or sale or whatever your goal is. So this is also a thing to keep in mind. Like the next argument is related to the previous one, that if you go after wrong metrics and you try to chase them, if you are going after vanity metrics, and if you are spending all of your money, your hard earned money in all of these things, and maybe these are not the right metrics you should track, and maybe after a while you realize that no, I don't think we need to track this thing, right? So maybe it can happen that you can lose all of your money, you can lose your rankings, you can lose your traffic, and everything will come to zero, which is nothing. And if you are working without a proper SEO strategy or technique in place, then this can also lead to you wasting your money. So this is very important to note, that you have to work, like if you are doing SEO, then you need a proper strategy to work with. Now we will look at why it is not worth it to spend your money in SEO, or why you should not invest in SEO. So the first and foremost thing is, if you are not ready to invest your time, money and resources, then it is not worth it for you. And if you are looking for quick results, if you want to you put your money and you get your results, then it is not the thing. The SEO doesn't work that way. Search engines and Google, Bing and other search engines, they doesn't work that way. So if you are not ready to invest at least a year or maybe 2 years, 2 years is a good timeline to take when you are doing SEO. So if you are not ready to invest at least 2 years in SEO, depending on your niche or your industry, obviously, if you are not ready to invest at least 2 years, then you should not invest in SEO. You have to prepare yourself mentally that we need to invest our time, money and resources for at least 2 years before we see any kind of result. And if you are suppose you are a startup company and you have investors, and you need to show them real quick that this idea is working, and you need to acquire some customers, and you need to show them that yeah, this product is working, this website is working. So in that case, you should not go the SEO path, because it is very time taking, and it will burn most of your money before you realize that this is not the way you should be working. Instead, you should go to a PPC path or maybe ads or something, so that you can validate your ideas faster. But SEO is not the kind of thing for that particular situation. The next thing is that SEO is not for everyone, because it's not important that you need SEO in order to succeed. Some websites, some industries, some companies are succeeding by doing social media and maybe focusing on emails, newsletters or things like that. They are growing by this particular path, and it's not important that SEO is their thing. They should invest in SEO. So I think it's very obvious, but it's very this is something that everybody needs to hear, that SEO is not for everyone, and it is not important that every website should invest in SEO. There should be a couple of not a couple actually, there should be a criteria which you can test yourself on to see if you are really up for SEO or not. The next thing is that if you are this is a very vague number, this is a very I'm not giving you this concrete number, but I think you need to at least invest $1,000 like every month in like in terms of your content, your tools, your plugins, or everything. And this includes people too, like you are hiring people, you may be outsourcing your things. So if you are not ready to invest at least $1,000 every single month for your SEO, and this $1,000 is really a starting point, it's a really starting point. And if you're not ready to invest that kind of money every single month, so I don't think SEO is for you, because it can happen that you have low budgets but still you are trying to do SEO, but then you go down the path of doing black hat practices, doing practices that are not good for SEO or maybe user experience. So yeah, I think if you're not ready to invest that kind of money, then SEO is not for you. And if your market is hyper local, example, like if you are like selling to a very niche kind of audience, and your market is mostly offline, your market is not online, people are not searching for your products or solutions, then maybe SEO is not for you. And if you are affiliate site, like if you are an affiliate site, because you must have known that Google is very strict when it comes to affiliate websites. So if you are an affiliate website, then maybe SEO is not the one for you. Maybe you should try social media, YouTube or something like that. But I'm not sure like SEO is for affiliate websites. Next is like if you have limited resources, if you do not have too much time to put in SEO, and if you do not have plenty of money to put in tools, content, people, and maybe outsource, maybe consultancy, so maybe SEO is not for you if you are not have limited resources to work with. And if you are not sure about your goal with SEO, like SEO can have different goals. Some websites only want traffic, some websites like are very hard on conversions, that we only want conversions. Some want more visibility. So yeah, there is a mix of goals that you need to make your mind first, that what is your goal with SEO. And if you're not sure about your goal with SEO, then maybe SEO is not for you. Maybe you need some time to figure it out. And if it is way too much expensive for you, then maybe it will not work for you for a longer time. Like suppose if you are asking somebody to audit your website, and there is one person who is ready to audit your website for $50 and somebody who is ready to audit your website for not less than $15,000. So it's not necessary that the $50 or the $15,000 audit will be exact same. They will be different in terms of how they measure the website. Maybe the $50 person is only exporting the audit from SEMrush or maybe Hrefs or something like that, and presenting it to you, and getting their $50. And on the other side, the $15,000 person is doing their hard work and like measuring all the right things that they need to measure and presenting it to you. So if you think that is way much expensive for you, then maybe SEO is not for you. Because if you focus on just getting cheap things, then it will not work for you like for a long time. It will damage your website and the SEO of your website for a long term. So if you are somebody who is scared of Google updates and are not sure if you want to play in a very risky environment, then maybe SEO is not for you. Because as I've said earlier, Google like make changes like hundreds and thousands times a month alone. So if you're not ready to take all of these risk, all of these chances, so maybe SEO is not for you. You should go for other mediums like social media, maybe email marketing or maybe influencer marketing or something like that. And suppose if your potential customer is not even searching for what you do online, like maybe they are not searching for your solutions, so why you have to invest in SEO when your customer is not searching for your product or the solution that you offer? Then maybe SEO is not for you. And the biggest reason why you should not invest in SEO, maybe why SEO might not be worth it for you, because as SEO myself, nobody can promise you rankings and traffic. Like, this is the biggest thing that you will get after investing in SEO, but nobody can promise these things. I cannot promise you that you will rank number one, or maybe you will get a certain amount of traffic. Like, I have said this in a podcast earlier, that Google itself is not ranking number one for all of its pages. Then who are my website and your website to rank number one for everything? Like, you should need to know this thing upfront, that nobody can promise you rankings and traffic. And if somebody is promising you those things, run away as fast as you can. So now the question is, what do I think? What do I think about this thing, and whether or not SEO is worth it for you or not? So I think it is very well worth it to invest in SEO, not just because I'm a consultant, or maybe I'm an SEO girl or something. So it's not like, I'm not saying it, I'm not being biased, I am being unbiased, and I'm saying that SEO should be something that should be on your list, but I think it should not be the only thing on your list. You should also invest your time, money and resources in other things also. So for example, if you're doing SEO, then you should try to have a social media strategy also, that you are targeting some sort of platform that is relevant to your audience. Like, for example, if your audience is more active on Instagram, then maybe you should try Instagram marketing, and along with that you can do SEO also. So yeah, I think what I can say is that if you are doing SEO, then don't do it alone. Like, don't put your all money in this SEO basket. You should try to diversify your online presence. So yeah, and I think SEO, because SEO comes in all different shapes and forms. You can you have to write the content, you have to make the website and the design, and you need to make sure it is user friendly, and you need to hire people, or maybe consultants, or maybe agencies, and you have to buy all sorts of SEO tools, or maybe plugins or stuff like that to run your website. So I think there is a lot of cost associated with SEO, but I think if you do it in a right way, if you do it correctly, then I think SEO can help you get the traffic that you wouldn't get otherwise. Because most of the people start their buying journey with a search, and most of us, like, now or then will go to Google search for maybe Google or their preferred search engine to find what they're looking for. So I think being on search is very important, especially nowadays. So yeah, I think you should invest in SEO, and I think it is worth it for most industries and people. But yeah, besides that, I would like to say that not everybody should invest in SEO, because it's not important that SEO is for you or not. You have to figure that out. And I think if you were to capture this audience, which you can get on SEO, with SEO, if you have to capture this audience via ads, then it will be very expensive for you. Like, for example, if you are spending $2,000 on SEO, and you are getting maybe 200,000 traffic every month, and if you have to get that 200,000 worth of traffic, you might have to spend maybe 10,000 in ads, or maybe 15,000 in ads. It's not important that you will get that kind of traffic with the PPC. So yeah, I think in that case SEO is very effective. And yeah, with that I would like to sign off, and I would like to say that if you are looking for somebody who can help you decide if your website is user friendly or not, because I have been doing user experience testing for like last 2 years, and I am pretty sure that I can help you with determining if your website is user friendly or not. And my main motive is making websites helpful for users. And so if you think we make a match, then go ahead and schedule a call with me, or maybe drop me a text. I will see you next time. Bye bye.